Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel, LifeSnapShot. Evelyn, Greg and Muttley here from Australia. First of all, Happy New Year. It's the 31st of December. It's about 10:30 a.m. here in Australia. So we've only got literally hours left of 2025. But I thought I'd put out one more video before we hit 2026. And as you can see on the title, I'm making money and no one wants to listen. I'm going to show you a couple of examples as we go along. Proof, if you will, of videos I did 2 months ago, another video I did 8 months ago, and I'm also going to show you my super account. Superannuation to me is an absolute joke. It's a waste of time, and I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to actually prove why it's a waste of time. And I don't see why people aren't putting their good hard-earned money into something else that's going to give you anywhere between 2, 3, 5, 10 times money back on your investment. And I'm going to prove it in this video right now. Sit back, relax and enjoy. Appreciate all the support so far. Thanks very much for dropping by. If it's your first time, please consider subscribing. It would really help our channel out. We are trying to build this channel, but if you've ever watched, for those who have watched our other videos, we spread everything out. Okay, we don't have our eggs in one basket, as the old saying goes. We invest in anything and everything. We've got an little eBay business going, which is only turning over a very small amount of money, but it's turning over money. That's the important part. We had term deposits. We invest in the gold and silver market. I collect coins and notes, which I've found has been pretty good. And we invested years ago in real estate, which is just a no-brainer. And, you know, we try and do as much as we can. I stay away from the share market because, honestly, I don't know much about it. So I stay away from it. I just find it too volatile for me. I can't sleep with money in shares, and we tried a bit of crypto too, and that lost me about $1,000, so I decided to pull it out. And it was probably one of the best things I ever did, because I made that money back really quick because I invested it back in gold and silver. So in a sense, we didn't really lose any money there. So that's basically it. But I'm going to show you some examples, okay? And you can watch these videos and you can see the trend as it went along for the year of 2025, what we actually did. I suppose I can start here. Many years ago, my father told me superannuation is a joke. I don't think it was that exact words what he said, but he basically told me don't depend on it. Superannuation is something that later on down the track, when you are eligible to receive that lump sum, don't depend on it. Okay? If you depend on your super, first of all, pretty much your working life and the majority of the life that when you can enjoy most things is over. Okay, so you're pushing 70, right? So there's one red flag. That why would you want to have a lump sum when you're 70 for retirement? Okay, well, wouldn't you want money before that? And so you can enjoy life a little bit better. So I'm proud of the fact that I retired at 45, and most of the decisions that I made up from the point when I was 16 to when I was 45 was all my own decisions, and listening to basically to what my father had to say. And he was right about super. And I'm going to prove to you, I'm going to give you 3 examples of why super to me is just absolutely something that you shouldn't depend on. It's not a good investment. It's not good return on your hard-earned cash. So using the super, the figures there, I made about 25% on my investment of superannuation. Okay, from 2021-22 financial year to now, about $25,000. Now, just remember another key thing here. I couldn't get the money. I can't get it. Okay, it's not mine. Yes, okay, you can argue, oh, it is yours, but you can't do whatever you want with it until you retire, which I think now is 67 years of age. It's a long way down the track. So remember that as well. So roughly I made about 25% in the last 4 years of that money. Okay, maybe I might have made a little bit more, 30%. Okay, if I added my own contributions, if things were a little bit different, you know, COVID and all that. Okay, but you can honestly say to yourself, that's roughly about right. If you look at your superannuation over the last 20 years, I guarantee it'll probably even be less. But let's just go on those figures, okay? But also what I'm going to do is I'm just going to invest gold and silver through the same time, but at $50,000. So we can keep it nice and simple. So let's go back 21 to 22 and you invested $50,000. Again, I'll put the graph up. In 2022, you roughly could get gold for about $2,600 an ounce. Now, if you would have invested $50,000 back then, it would have roughly given you 19 ounces of gold. And they're in your hot little hand. That's a big, important part. Just roll with me here. They're yours. You're holding them. It's yours. You can do whatever you like with it. It's not like super, where the government tells you, no, you're not allowed to spend this money. This is yours. So now you've got 19 ounces of gold back in 2021, 22, and you paid $2,600 an ounce. You basically spent 50K. You've done nothing. You haven't contributed to it. You just sat it in a safe, did whatever you wanted to do with it, put it in a vault, whatever you want to do with it. Today's price is $6,400 an ounce. That's a total of $121,000. An investment in 4 years with gold has gone up 125% opposed to your super. Now, let's just say silver. You did the same thing. Graph again, you'll have a look at it. By the way, I'm doing Australian dollars, just in case you're watching me from another country or something. ABC Bullion, you can check it out. Anyone's check it out. It's a free website. Have a look at it. The prices are there. They go back to 2004, the graph I've got here. But back in 2021, 22, you could have bought silver for $31 an ounce. Okay, so you just, let's say you invested the 50,000 again, right? And it gives you what, 1,600 ounces. Today's price, $115 an ounce. That's a 250% return on your 50K. Who do you want to listen to? You want to listen to someone like me, or do you want to listen to the government who's telling you that super's this very important thing that you need for your retirement when you're 70 and basically your life's over? Then we'll give you a little bit of dribs and drabs, and then you will add a little pension on top of it for you. Or you could have gone and bought gold and silver and made literally 100 to 150% more back on your investment, and you're in control of it. I don't understand why people don't do this. It's simple mathematics that if you just check out online how gold and silver performs, do they go up and does it come down? Sure, of course. But if you look at it at the long-term investment, gold and silver, you cannot lose. I'll pop these two videos up here on the screen. Check them out. They're on our channel. One was from 2 months ago. The 2 months ago one was timing. This is the one. Timing is everything. Now, 2 months ago, I said you guys need to invest in gold and silver because I felt at that time that was the new low. And I'm impressed with myself because I got the information from few sources, went out there, I investigated it, I studied I've been studying this for the last couple of years, and the signs were all there. AI is coming into effect. There's a lot of silver needed for all sorts of things that America and China want. And now suddenly China has put a stop to exporting silver because they need it for all their AI, supercomputers, military purposes, all that sort of stuff. Silver's now becoming extremely sought after in many applications. Now, also just recently, silver went from I think the 7th on the market cap to 3rd. So it's overtaken Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, okay, as market capped. I think it's at 4.2 trillion. So gold's top. And then I think there's some sort of company, Nvidia or something, second. Check it out. Anyone can check this out. And silver's 3rd. Silver's going to take over that 2nd spot. And then gold and silver should be where they be. Gold's always top. Silver should be 2nd. Trust me, things are going to happen in 2026. I can't stress this enough. I'm going to say it again so no one freaks out just in case it goes the opposite way. Who knows? I'm no financial advisor. Go and seek financial advice. Your situation is completely different to mine. I am just a person who's looking at my own personal situation and what I'm going to do to make sure my future's set up. Okay, and I'm just passing the information of what I think to you. So always check out a financial advisor before you make these decisions. The second video I did 8 months ago about super. Well, there's the figures. I can't stress it enough. If you were to invest just 2 months ago with silver, okay, you've made 18% back on your investment. Whether you invested $10,000, $20,000, whatever. Okay, you've made in 2 months 18%. In gold, 4% in just the last 2 months. Your super won't even come close to that. Then you've got to take out their fees and their administration costs and stuff like that. People, stop listening to this hype about what superannuation can do for you 20, 30, 40 years down the track. We don't know anyway. What I do know, 20, 30, 40 years down the track, is gold and silver will always be performing. We all know that. People who are investing in this type of thing, to have a look at 20 years ago, in 2004, how much silver and gold was. And tell me from in that 20-year period, how much your super is growing, and then go against if you invested the same amount of money in gold and silver, how it would be performing. And it will speak for itself. I just want to clarify one more thing. Do not go out and buy share market gold and silver, right? That is a big no-no. If anything happens, and let's just say the market crashes, gold and silver prices crash, if you haven't got it in your hot little hand, you don't own it. So investing in shares, I find, is just a big no-no, and I stay the hell away from it. I don't care if it's shares in silvers and golds. I do not touch it. If it's not in my physical hand, I do not own it. I'm not interested. So the difference there would be is if gold and silver crashes. See, also remember this. Worldwide, there's a lot of fiat. They call it fiat money that's invested in gold and silver. A lot of people do that. And buying and selling probably every day. Some people make some good money out of it. Who knows? But if the whole system crashes, they're the first to be burnt. Okay? They're the ones who are going to lose their money because it's basically in thin air, right? They don't hold it. The people who hold silver, who hold gold and hold precious metals can ride out the storm. So if the market crashes tomorrow, you've still got the physical gold and silver in your hand. You just wait it out. It'll always bounce back. So that's something also personally I take into consideration. That's why I don't touch shares. All the best. Thanks very much for watching. I hope this helps. 2026 is going to be a great year for us, and we're going to keep bringing out these videos. I'm going to keep going with the road, the graph, so to speak, of what's happening. If you want to keep updated, I will let you know. And this is personally what I'm going through, what my figures are doing. And hey, yeah, the best of luck for 2026. All the best. We'll see you next year. And cheers. Bye.